Hello, everyone. I am Samantha K, and this is the Samantha K Experience. Welcome to a brand new episode 3, season 2. Wow, guys, welcome back. Tonight's episode is going to be a little bit different. Tonight, we're going to talk about this book that I recently read by this wonderful author named Tiffany D. Jackson. This book is called Monday's Not Coming. Start off, this is my first book review that I'm doing for the show, and I felt that it was time to start talking about, different things. And not to say that I'm not gonna continue with talking about like TV shows, movies, and the like, but this book was let's put it this way, it just left me feeling very sad, and sad in the fact that what we're going to talk about is things that actually happen, and it's unfortunate. I feel like Tiffany D. Jackson did a tremendous job with this book. I mean, I was just, I'm so at a loss for words that I can't even begin to describe it. I read this book a few weeks ago. I completed it a few weeks ago, and I have to say that this book was just like, it's mind-blowing. Basically, I don't want to give too much away. I know I usually do spoilers, but I would prefer, people read the book for themselves and judge it for themselves. So the synopsis, this young lady who's in middle school, her name is Claudia, and she has come back from spending the summer with her grandmother, and she attends the school in I believe the book takes place in, I think it's West Virginia, I want to say. It might be West Virginia or just Virginia. She comes back, and the first thing she wants to know is why her friend Monday has not written her since before she left to go on vacation to stay with her grandmother for the summer. So the book is basically told from Claudia's perspective on her trying to find out why Monday has not shown up for school, why she hasn't heard from her in quite some time. And as the book progresses, it shifts back and forth to between a year and up to 2 years before Monday is finally found. And basically it's just the I want to call it the adventure that Claudia goes through to find out what happened to her best friend. Now, the book has a lot of different tropes going on. At one point, I think the book slightly suggests that, there might be more than something going on between the two girls. There was a suggestion that, maybe Monday ran away from home. The book tackles a lot of themes throughout the pages, and what is so gripping is that the dialogue and the descriptions that Tiffany D. Jackson gives us, it's like it's so strong. It's and it really just grabs you. I highlighted a lot of quotes in the book. I know one particular quote that grabbed me was, and I'm just quoting this for it was on page like 356, and Claudia says, "For the first time, it didn't feel like a lie. I wasn't looking for her because I needed her. I was looking for her because she needed me. She needed my help." And it was later on that I think she came to the realization within a few more pages that something terrible had happened to Monday. This book is like real serious. It's very sad. It's very heartbreaking. And then there's a twist that we don't even see coming, that Tiffany D. Jackson just thrusts at us. And it's just so beyond bizarre. Like, there's so much things going on in this book. Like, we talk about the family structure. She talks about like she shows you this family structure between Claudia's parents and, her mom and dad, and her being an only child, and the fact that her mom had 4 children that passed, and versus Monday's family, who she had a older sister, a younger sister, and a younger brother, and then the dynamic with them living in a single parent family home in the projects with their mom, who is abusive to them. It's just that sort of parents in the children's life versus one parent, and then the other parent is just out of the picture. Like, she shows you the dynamic. She shows you the relationship between Claudia and Michael, who's a young boy from the church, who is pretty much trying to help Claudia deal with what's been going on with her and whatnot, trying to find out what happened to her friend. And the sad thing, the realization that it seems like no one cares but her. Like, all the times that she keeps asking the teachers, the nurses, and everyone, like, where is Monday? Like, why isn't anyone following through with searching for this girl, her best friend? And and it just leads to a heartbreaking ending, and that twist that I'm really not gonna spoil it for you guys. It was just more or less that I just wanted you guys to know that there is a twist, and there's just a lot of stuff going on. Like, if you really want to read this book, and I suggest you read it, because it's such a strong, powerful book. It's about friendship. It's about loving someone that you truly care about, and it's really basically about finding oneself and realizing that no matter what you do, you're never alone in this world, and trying to find the support group that you should pretty much everyone should have. And it also talks about how the system unfortunately tends to fail a lot of kids who are being abused in their homes, whether it's maltreatment and just living with someone who is mistreating them, and technically in the whole system of not supporting children when they need the help the most. It's like the system failed children all the time, and things slip through the cracks. And it's just such a heartbreaking thing to see that these type of things happen. And also, it shows you that mental health is really important. And for the sake of mental health, we need to be more vigilant and making sure that our young people get the help that they need. Because if they don't get the help that they need, Lord knows what's in store for them. And I just think that Tiffany D. Jackson captures all of these elements in this bright red colored book about this young Black girl trying to find her friend, and she seems to be the only one that gives a damn about finding her friend no matter what. And sometimes it feels like Claudia might need her for selfish reasons, but overall, because it seems like she feels that if she doesn't have Monday, therefore she can't exist. Especially since she was having some issues in school that Monday was helping her with, but she mainly was more focused on the fact of finding her friend, because that was the only friend that she had at the school that understood her, where no one else, not even her parents, could. So I personally think that this book was a great read, and I was actually introduced to it by one of my bosses. She was reading it at work, and I just saw her underlining and putting little sticky tabs on the pages and stuff, and she was just underlining and highlighting everything, and I was like, wow, she's like really engrossed into this book. And I said to her, I said, hey, what are you reading? And she was like, oh, she said, Monday's Not Coming. And I said, okay, I'm gonna read it. I ended up getting it through Kindle, and I was reading it. I didn't read it right away because things get crazy in my life, but when I finally sat down and started reading it, and I was reading it on the train to and from work, I was just like, wow, this is really sad. And it made me so mad at the same time, because it was like how everyone knew that there was a situation going on with this child, and no one did anything, and no one cared enough. And that was the part that made me so angry, because even though I know this is a book, these things happen in real life, and this is literally life imitating art, or art imitating parts of life that happens, where children get failed constantly by the system. People tend to report the abuse, and then nothing's being done. There's no follow-up visits to make sure that these children are okay, and they're just left to pretty much fend for themselves, and there's no one they can turn to. So I feel like this book is really gripping. I know that I keep saying like, this book is really gripping and stuff like that, but it is really powerful. And I do think that given in time, I feel like more people should read it. It's kind of heavy in terms of, how one feels about this type of subject matter, but it's important to, be aware that these things do happen, and until the system gets fixed, we need to figure out how to put an end to this and make sure that these children are safe, because unfortunately this is the life that some of these children live in, whether they're put into foster care or they're at home and they're being abused, mistreated, and the system fails them because no one follows up and makes sure that these children are well cared for or given to someone that actually cares about them. So I'm gonna just end it there. If you guys want to read the book once again is called Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson, and I hope you guys get the chance to read it. It was a really good book. It has awesome dialogue, awesome depictions and descriptions of certain things, and her words are really good. Like the way how she describes certain things are tremendous. So I recommend it. I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads when I first read it, and I still have to write my review on it. And it's just so much to unpack that I don't even know where to start myself but I felt like I needed to come and dedicate an episode for this book and support this book as much as I possibly can. So, all right, guys, this is my first episode for the month of May, and I hope you guys have a wonderful summer. I'll be back before summer starts, but this is just a kickoff to everything. And I also want to end the show on another note. I just want to say that with this week's events that happened in Texas, I just want to give my my sincere condolences to everyone affected. What happened with the shooting, with the lives lost over some senselessness. Things are not gonna change unless we get behind these politicians and let them know, like, listen, this kind of thing is happening way too often and it needs to stop. And how much more can blood be shed before this madness stops? So I just want to send my condolences to everyone affected, and everyone affected with the situation that happened in Buffalo. There's just no words to begin to describe what happened. I just can't wrap my head around the senselessness of it all. But I just want to give my thoughts to those in Texas and in Buffalo. And I just wow, it's just, my heart goes out to everyone. All right, guys. Well, this has been Samantha K, and this is a Samantha K experience. You guys can check me out on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, I guess now TikTok as well, and Tumblr, and and also on YouTube. So I will see you guys hopefully soon. Have a good night and enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day weekend. Peace.